Hey guys, my name's James. I'm a business development manager here at Paytron. And today what we're going to be running through is a brief video outlining some of the key features within Paytron. So specifically our payment flows and how you can bring everything into one screen. Our newest addition, corporate credit cards and expense management built in. And then finally some security aspects of the system to help put yours and your clients' minds at ease. So to kick us off, I'm going to jump straight into this payments flow. Essentially with Paytron, the cool thing about it is you're able to actually bring together any type of business payment all into one platform. That could be an international payment, it could be a domestic payment, you could be doing payroll, you could be doing BPay payments, all of it can be done through one screen altogether. Now the start of the process involves actually getting the data in. Now you can upload the invoice directly into our system. Otherwise, what we can do with a real-time integration into Xero is once it hits your bills to pay and in specifics, the awaiting payment tab, we'll also pull a copy of it into our system. Moving on, once it has hit the Paytron system, everything will hit that draft section. From there, you can do a couple of adjustments, whether it's changing the pay date or even changing the method of payment, so paying it in bulk or paying it in installments over time. Once you're happy with it, you then push it across to your approval flow. From here, anyone who's set up to be an approver will get a notification. They can jump into the system at that stage, review it, approve it, move it on. Again, painless, frictionless, very easy to do. Those payments will then hit scheduled, so you'll have a view of everything sitting there. Up the top here, you'll be able to see what's been scheduled, the value of it, and what's coming out at stages in the future. And you're even allowed to actually edit the payments once they hit this stage. So even though it's sitting in scheduled, you can still come in, view it, and edit the pay date if you wanted to. Assuming that's fine though, once it hits the payment date, we'll run that payment for you, it'll hit done. A couple of cool things happen here. One is that we'll send out remittance advice to any of those suppliers for you. Second one, everything gets auto-reconciled back into Xero. So you don't need to wait around making sure that that payment's run properly. The second part of the system I wanted to touch on briefly was just the corporate credit cards. Now, essentially with the corporate credit cards, the idea here is that you can issue a credit card to any of your employees, but the beauty of it is that it has expense management built into the platform. So what it means is that anytime that your employees do a purchase, they can just tap their card. Straight away, they'll get a notification from Paytron asking them to take a picture of that receipt. They'll take a picture of that, and at that point, they can also do the coding for it. So you can set specific account codes for your employees to pick from, making it very, very painless when it gets to the accounting side. Now, for yourselves in particular that are actually processing these and doing the reconciliation, what you'll have is a screen here that gives you a breakdown of all the different expenses, whether they've been categorized, the tax type. You can see up here the progress for all of them as well. But assuming that you're happy with everything, what you can then do is select it all, click submit to Xero, and what Paytron will then do is send that across to Xero and also auto-reconcile those transactions into your accounting platform for you. The last piece of the puzzle to touch on is just some of the security aspects of Paytron. Now, straight away, you've probably realized that because we have that scheduled tab, you don't actually need to use an ABA file going forward. Secondly is a couple of the fraud elements where we detect them for you. So if I jump into this payment in particular, what you're going to see is a couple of cool things. First one is that straight away you'll have a red box that says there's already a duplicate in the system. You probably don't need to do anything with this. As long as you're happy with that, probably the more prudent one at this stage, we're going to scan those BSB and account numbers for you, and then tell you, okay, there's a discrepancy here. The thing that you've saved to the supplier is not the same number that we've picked up from this invoice. Which one is correct? It's going to highlight for you that there is also a fraud concern happening. The last piece of the puzzle here is just that on the whole, because you can access this and the functionality of being able to process payments, there's no need to jump into client bank accounts. With our free trial, guys, you've got nothing to lose and absolutely everything to gain. Once you've gone through and signed up and received an approval email from our KYC process, you're able to get started. If you guys do have any questions at all or wanted to learn more about the system, please feel free to reach out to us on email at support@paytron.com, or alternatively, just get in touch via the live chat on our website. It's been my pleasure running you through things and looking forward to working together soon.